And we're rolling, I think. I hope. Anyway, it's Joe, aka Fanlord, and it's a little after 3:30 in the afternoon here in the Brooklyn. It's Tuesday, December. My God, I am way off. It's Thursday, February 3rd, 2011. I don't know where I got Tuesday from. Probably because I had the same class I have on Tuesday I had today. That's probably what I was thinking, Tuesday. Whew. Anyway, it's as you can see, the sun is out, which is a rare thing for the last few days here in New York anyway, since it's been all snow, all rain, all ice, all everything. It was a miserable, slushy, icy mess the other day. Luckily today, not so icy. Well, at least the ice that melted anyway. But yeah, it's the snow outside is still piled as high as it was at least a week ago. It melted a little bit, but it froze right back up after the rain and everything. So this snow is gonna probably be around until April at least. That's gonna be fun. Anyway, I'm in the midst of my first full week back in school for this semester, and right now I'm getting sandwiched with philosophy. Yeah, I'm taking 2 philosophy classes. I'm actually taking one that's basically ancient philosophy, and another one that's modern philosophy. So I'm getting a crash course in philosophy this semester. It's pretty cool, it's getting me to think. It's real fun stuff. It's fun to think and everything. Though many will accuse me not being able to think. Yeah, I'm enjoying the philosophy classes. Philosophy is basically whatever you make out of it or whatever. So, but yeah, it's interesting stuff. The only thing I hate is getting all the textbooks and everything. Oh God. The one textbook we gotta get today is even used ones are like $60. I'm still, I still say the textbook industry is the biggest scam there is in all of education. It is obscene what they charge for textbooks, and the worst part about it is sometimes you can't even sell them back after you're done with them. Like, for example, where are you? This book right here. From my class last year. It's a custom deal for, I guess, my college. And this book right here, brand new, $113. I was lucky I got it for $85. Anyway, end of the semester comes, I don't need this book anymore. Go to sell it back. Wouldn't you know? New edition they're using next term, so can't sell them back. But if anyone needs it, it's on Amazon. I'm selling it for $60. It's a good deal. Anyway, yeah, that's some of the stuff you gotta deal with textbooks. They're just annoying. The philosophy ones aren't that bad though, so that's a plus. I gotta work on, for my production class, we gotta work on film and film price of. Now I understand why everyone's going to digital. Originally, I was like, digital is such a pain in the ass. I don't understand why people are going digital. Now I do. I got there's a thing from the Kodak store. It's like, I think, what is it, like 4,000 feet of film. There's a 4,000 foot roll of film. It's like $500 or $600 or something. I think. I forget exactly what it is, but we got to shoot on 16mm and. Then we gotta transfer it over to a mini DV tape, so that'll be fun. I just have to work on a concept and everything. I have one floating around in this jumbled mess of a head, so it'll be good. I hope. It has to be between 3 and 6 minutes. So I need a minimum of 3 rolls of film, and basically, one roll of film, a 100-foot roll of film is about 2.78 minutes, give or take. Maybe 2:45, depending on which ones you get. But we'll say around 2.5 to 2.25, right? Yeah, that's about right. 2.5 to 2.25. So, 100 roll. I need at least 3 rolls to pull off a 6-minute film. I don't know. So we'll see what happens. In other news, this Egypt's the thing is going on, and last night I was watching Al Jazeera, the English feed, and there used to be a time where I never watched Al Jazeera. I mean, Al Jazeera was the network of terrorists, so we wouldn't watch them. But yeah, I was watching the English feed. It's actually pretty good, and it was just insane last night. I watched it. It was the square where everyone is. I forget. I think it's called like Victory to Liberty Square or something. It's like, anyway. There was all this gunfire last night, and all this just people running for their lives and screaming, and they were talking to people on the phones, and it was just insane. And it's honestly I think that we have not seen the worst yet of what will happen in Egypt. I mean, it was honestly, the whole thing last night was honestly reminding me of Tiananmen Square. I was only about 9 years old when that happened. No, I had been 8. Yeah, it was in '89, so I would have been about 8 years old, because my birthday's at the end of the year. Yeah, I was about 8 years old when Tiananmen Square happened. And I was too young, really, back then to understand what was going on. I just remember they would show the news, and I think Tom Brokaw was over, and for NBC he was over there in Beijing, and they're like, well, the Chinese are monitoring our communication, so we have to be careful what we say. And then it was just, Tiananmen Square. It's amazing how that happened, and the Chinese people never, the Chinese government, when they cracked down. So it's amazing that it's 20 years later, and the Chinese government has done such a good job of covering it up that most people who were not alive back then, know nothing of it. They just, it was a mild skirmish, basically. That's what they're taught in schools. Oh yeah, something happened, this day, nothing that interesting. That's what basically the Chinese government, that's the Chinese government's account. So yeah, this whole thing with Egypt is definitely reminding me of Tiananmen Square. And I guarantee if for all the technology that's around today, like Twitter and cell phone videos and stuff like that was around back then, Chinese would never have been able to cover it up. Oh no. So, the Egypt situation is a little difficult for I honestly don't know which side to root for in this. I mean, on the one hand, Mubarak is a prick. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I mean, the guy's a dictator. But on the other hand, there's a very good chance if he finally resigns and leaves or whatever, that this group called the Muslim Brotherhood will take over the country. And we've seen what happened in the Palestinian territories where Hamas took over. Last thing you want is an honest-to-God terrorist organization taking over. But then again, if that's what the people want, then who are we to stop them? So yeah, it's basically, I read one thing. It was like I think it was on the Lethal Message board, and one of the guys said basically, or somebody said, or you might have been quoting them, basically you're replacing Mussolini with Stalin. That's the only way to look at it. I mean, that's not exactly the best thing in the world, best way to compare it, but that's just about the gist of it. Egypt might be bad now, but it'll be 1,000 times worse if it turns into a theocracy like Iran or something. But I'm just one idiot, and that's my opinion. So what do I know? It's just amazing to watch all this stuff going on. If you this time last week, if you would have said that, there would have been complete chaos, or maybe a week and a half ago, complete chaos, and Hosni Mubarak will be on the verge of resigning. I think people would say, "You're crazy. That can't happen. This guy ain't leaving for nothing. He's gonna be president for life. What's he gonna leave for?" Now here we are, and he's about this close to flat out resigning, but stubborn pride and other things are preventing him from doing it. No, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, God willing, there is no massacre like Tiananmen Square. There's been deaths, but nothing on a major scale. I mean, there's been a lot of people wounded and injured from all the criminal thugs that are going around and injuring people, but on behalf of the government. But thankfully nothing. Thankfully, the tanks haven't gone in and just started mowing people down, which if there wasn't all this technology out there with, like I said, cell phones and Twitter and all that stuff, odds are they would have done that already. And but it's an amazing thing to watch, and hopefully, if Egypt gets democracy, hopefully they get democracy. That's all they want. Everyone has the right to live free. We were learning about in the class today. We were learning about Socrates. Or is it Socrates? No, it's not Socrates. I kept thinking about Bill and Ted though when we were talking about it, so it was funny. But yeah, we were talking about Socrates, and it was interesting stuff. Basically, he said he was supposed to be the most learned man of his time according to the Greek oracles. The oracles were like the man. They were the connection to the gods and everything, and he was supposed to be the most learned man, and he would constantly say, "I don't know," and it got to the point where it would annoy the hell out of people. But it was just his way of making people think. I don't know. You explain it to me. That's what he would basically say to people. So Socrates, he was apparently we were told it was the thing about. He was charged with corrupting the youth and impedity. Yeah, basically, I guess sort of like a blasphemy charge of some sort. It's corrupting the youth just because he was making them think. That's basically what it came down to. Think on your own. So it's all good. It's gonna be like I was saying before I got into the Egypt stuff. It's gonna be an interesting class. I enjoy this sort of stuff. I'm not going to enjoy having to buy the book for $60, but hopefully I can resell it at the end of the semester. That's all that matters. Oh well. Other than that, nothing much of interest going on. It's just a boring Thursday afternoon. At least I got the day right this time. Well, I've been yammering on for about 10 minutes now, so I'm going to go for now. I don't trust YouTube when it comes to uploading videos, so if there's anything of interest, I'll post another one soon enough. But until then, have a good day, everyone.